So hey guys, today we're going to be trying to do some degeneracy with just whatever we need to get done. So today I was thinking about, huh, what is the best way we could utilize just some kind of extra deck rip and still make some kind of towersy type of boss monster so our opponent can't deal with it. So in a previous video, I kind of just looked through the meta, and honestly, the biggest most annoying two cards you'll have to deal with. They're going to be Egnumde, and then you have Underworld Goddess. So the issue with both of these cards, honestly, to start, is that they are light fiends, and everyone's just playing Fiendsmith. So this would be rudimentary, like super easy to just shuffle back, and then just regularly special summon it, I guess. Same thing with Egnumde if we were just to raw send them to the graveyard. So this leaves only one option. We have to banish. I guess depending on exactly what our opponent's playing, we're going to have to banish the Egnumde or the Underworld Goddess, or at worst, both. So the way I think we should go about this, I think the best way is probably going to be True King Lithosagum the Disaster. And then this is like already an obstacle to resolve somewhat, but after we resolve this, we're going to need to then slap a towers of some sort onto our inboard. So for now, we'll just slap Arrival, potentially. It depends, I guess, but Arrival is probably the most generic towers you can put on like your board, kind of, but not really, because it needs like a bunch of different attributes. But in the sense that you don't need to be playing like Blackwing cards, I guess that kind of helps. But Blackwing's actually not too bad either, because that's also somewhat generic. If we're able to make specifically a Synchro 6, we can go. Well, it depends on exactly what we're going to be doing, but the other idea is to go for Storm, and then we can use Storm plus whatever to make a full armor master, and then there's that. But if we could make it at Ignister, I would prefer that, because it's just a bigger guy. So you can't just crash into it with like a 3k guy, like for example, Flamberge would be able to beat over, I guess, the full armor master. Well, not beat over, it's more like crash. And then it just floats in its recursion and stuff with Promethean Princess and whatnot, so that would not be like great, for example. So alright, first things first, we have to resolve True King Lithosagum the Disaster. And to do this, we need to, of course, first have True King Lithosagum the Disaster in our hand. So this is actually not that difficult, so we won't worry about that right now. The next step is that to special summon Lithosagum, we need to destroy two other monsters, either in our hand or face up field. So that, not a big deal. Now the problem is they have to both be Earth monsters, and that is because of the next effect. And if you do special summon this card, and if you do that, and both destroyed monsters were Earth, you can also look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 monsters from it with different names. So this will allow us, if we can special summon True King Lithosagum, we can just easily banish Egnumde, Underworld Goddess, and we could do Requiem as well, if we wanted, right? And that gets this issue taken care of, and then we would have to make a tower spot. Still, we have to figure out how to kind of do this. So, alright. If this card is destroyed by a card effect, it also has the effect to, I guess, special summon a non-Earth wire monster from the graveyard, which doesn't really matter in this case. But the most logical way to use this that I can think of right now, I mean, it's probably just going to be Dinosaur, right? And then we'll just have to check and see if the levels add up. So Misk here is going to be a fire, worth noting, I guess. Giant Rex is an earth. Soul Eating Oviraptor should be a dark. And then Anima Adorned Archosaur is a light. So already here we have 1 attribute, 2 attribute, 3, 4 attributes. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. grab some fossil digs. This is a dark, right? No, this is a light. Actually, that's better. That's a light. Whatever. So we'll go ahead and just stock up on this. And we have Lost World as well. I guess we can throw in 3 of these. And we're going to take another look at some of these cards. Make sure we are stocked up here. And here we go. This is essentially the list, I guess. For the most part, it's just this. These are like all the key cards we would need, I think. And actually, Double Evolution Pill allows you to summon any level 7 or higher dinosaur monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, allowing us to technically summon this instead of UCT. We can just summon Frostosaurus, right? No, wait, this isn't high enough level. But yeah, just the basic idea. This is just going to be a water, and that's just going to be a different attribute. Oh wait, so water, dinosaur, and then we need it to be what level? 7 or higher. Is there one that's high enough level? No, surprisingly enough. Okay then. How about wind? This is a dinosaur? And also, this cannot be special summoned, except with the effect of a ninja or ninjutsu archetype. This just coincidentally prevents us. Okay. And then this is right under the threshold that we need. But doesn't this also require an effect monster anyway? No, it doesn't. We can use tokens for that, okay. Earth, fire, water, dark, light. So right now we have we have light, dark, earth, potentially fire. So we're looking at water or wind options, basically. We can maybe do that with Link 2s. We have, for wind, we have Hagakure. And then for a water, Link to water, do we have that generically? Wait, isn't that Lizard Hagridus, maybe? Wait, Link, water, 2. What? Really? What filters do I have set? Link? Water? There are Link to waters, you can't lie to me here. We have Live the World Chalice Priestess we could do, and then there's just Haggard Lizardos, which is a water. Yeah, that works. I guess, right? So, yeah, we can manage to somewhat put onto the field every attribute, I guess, at least, to start with. And we don't actually need to run these. So, I think the logical answer is, well, unless there's an easy way to make Storm, which I don't think there is. Like, in terms of the levels, I don't think it adds up, unfortunately, so that's not really going to happen. So I think the play is just to do this with Dinosaur just straight up, and we'll just see if this combo works or not. And honestly, it's fairly efficient, and we have the field spell as well, if we want to run that. We have Dragonic Diagram, which I believe, like, this is just searchable somewhat. I'm not, like, 100% sure on the combo for this, because it's, like, kind of freaky. But the idea, I think, is that you're supposed to go into this fusion. This dinosaur fusion. So fusion, dinosaur, Hornsaurus. This requires a Kaitoptero, plus, I guess in this case it'll be a dinosaur. And then this allows you to place one field spell from your deck or graveyard base up in your field zone, for whatever reason. Which could be Dragonic Diagram, you know? Or we could just hard open a Dragonic Diagram, which is fine, I guess. Kinda. But alright. Hornsaurus mentions Kaitoptera. And Kaitoptera, how do we get this? This is actually a win, interestingly enough. If your opponent controls 2 or more face-up monsters, except when those monsters cannot target this card for attacks. During your main phase, you can add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. If this card is banished, you can special summon it, then you can add 1 polymerization from your graveyard to your hand. So this allows you to fusion summon a good amount. So to put this on the field, I guess, we just summon it with Baby Sarah, I guess, or Petite Ranadon. I guess I'll max out on those for the time being. So it just works, doesn't it? Wow, alright. We'll do a test hand soon enough. And polymerization, I guess we need regular poly. There are no 1-card combos, I believe, in Dino, so we'll need a 2-card, but yeah, this just works enough, right? It's not like super good though, is it? Doesn't seem that good, this hand. What is Xenos effect? Destroy 1 monster in your hand or face of field? Yeah, that's not super good, this hand. Alright, let's look for a hand. Okay, we'll try Baby Sarah, I guess. Plus Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig. Grabs OV. Normal summon OV. Grab Misk effect. Special summon Anima Adorned Archosaur. Popping the baby. And then the baby should special summon the baby, and then we pop the baby to special summon the baby in the graveyard, which then allows us to special summon another guy. So here we could go for Kaitoptera, I guess. Kaitoptera, special summon. Then we grab Polymerization, I guess. Kaitoptera plus OV Raptor, I guess, to make Hornsaurus. Yeah. And then Hornsaurus should grab us Dragonic Diagram. Dragonic Diagram can pop Baby Sarah to special summon our Baby Sarah? Question mark? I'm not sure if we have any Baby Sarahs left at this point in the deck, or did we go through all of them? I think we have one more, but even if we didn't, we can special summon Petite Ranadon. And then right now, this is a dark monster. This gives us an extra normal summon though. That's something. We don't have anything to normal summon though. No. Well, in this hand in particular, we do have another Petite Ranodon, so we could then just pop that, I guess. Pop Petite Ranodon, pop Baby Sarah, and then we'd special summon, like, Giant Rex. Yeah, that's not going to really fly with me, I guess. But afterwards, later, we can go, like, Ultimate Conductor, special summon, and then that's not enough, is it? Do we actually need to summon Kaitoptera later? If we throw in the scrap cards, I think we can get enough bodies where it might be doable. So we'll grab this and reconvene, I guess. So we'll play like 1 Fridge, 2 Chimera, I guess. And then the link to something like this then. So same line as before. Go through all of this, and then instead of Kaitoptera, we should just grab, I guess, the Scrap Raptor, go through the Scrap line, and then you have the effective Scrap Wyvern to pop, which is mandatory, to special summon the Scrap Golem. Then we do that to pop I guess it'd be the baby Sarah. To then special summon either another. Well, actually, no. Here, in this case, it would have to be um, the Kaitoptera. Then the Kaitoptera would get you the Kaitoptera would grab you Polly, Fusion away the Soul Eating Oviraptor, and the Kaitoptera. Then we go Hornsaurus, grab the field spell, and then what targets do we have for the field spell? We have the ability to pop Scrap Wyvern. We can also pop, technically, I guess, the Fridge. The Fridge will bring back a guy as well. So we have like 3 Earths. So this will at least resolve the Lithosagum. But the problem here is that we don't have the baby Sarah. So to mitigate this a little bit, what we could do is potentially just do Sprite Elf, but like, what are we summoning from the baby Sarah after this? Or the Petit Ranodon? I'm not really sure. It matters. We can grab like a Pancratops, I guess. Sure. I guess. And then it just works. We don't need that many copies of Lithosegum anymore then. Okay. That simplifies things a little bit. We can summon like Giant Rex, I guess. When we pop. Well, we can make Sprite Elf bring back a baby Cerosaurus. Actually. Yeah, we can just do that, right? We can link off like Scrap Wyvern and the Fridge, I guess. Like that would work, right? Just link off these two. Bring back one of these guys and special summon like Giant Rex or something. The issue with making Sprite Elf, like the small issue with this, is that we have nothing to that we can't link this off. But how many bodies do we have left afterwards? We still have Hornsaurus on the field. This never leaves the field, right? So that's one guy. And then we have presumably Scrap Raptor. 2. Special summon another guy from deck. This could be Giant Rex. It could be Archosaur, whatever. 3. And then Giant Rex, if we summon that back, that's like another body potentially. And then Ultimate Conductor is like 5. So we have like one more guy. If we have one more guy, that's unironically just a rival. But we can always link off some guys to change attributes, so that's not a big deal. But yeah, I think. No, wait, we also have True King Lithosagum. And we can just link off our Hagakuribino or Haggard Lizardos. Oh yeah, that is like potentially a 5 or 4k, I think, a rival then. From a 2-card combo. So that means if we get to full combo, this just ruins our opponent a bit, right? So yeah, that's consistent enough, I think, honestly, and we can just play regular Dino as well from this point after we do some ripping. But I think it's extra like comedical, I guess, that we can just drop on arrival after this. And hell, we can even special summon like a Misk technically if we really feel the need to just get the attribute for fire to make arrival. I don't think we can like reasonably do 6k arrival in this kind of combo, but we have a lot of attributes here. And we can just put arrival here, right? We have dark here. That's like 1 light, earth. And 4 or 5 like wind or water. Last attribute. I guess it could be like a Misk. So that'd be like 6-ish. Right up Terra's like weird. If we're looking for it, we could technically also maybe try fishing for like a Crushed Sheep, potentially, with a line where we have Kaitoptera. This could be our Earth as well. Just like maybe, right? But you know, just the idea of ripping out all of the outs for a rival and then summoning a rival, I think is just peak comedy. So yeah. I think that's about it. And now the only thing that's left is just like optimizing ratios. Seems like we don't need that many copies of Petite Ranodon actually. I think we could keep it to 2 and then just adjust for like I don't know, just put in some staples and call it a day or some non-engines. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.